Okay. You
Hello,
tell me.
everyone.
Hello, everybody.
We're live. Thanks for joining us. My name is Brian Holden. This is my esteemed colleague, Nicholas Lang.
Hello. We are alive.
We are alive. We are well.
We
And we
are
are
alive.
here uh, to answer some questions because tickets for our STARKID Summer season are going on sale tomorrow. Let's just get the basic questions out of the way first. Nick, what is the summer season?
The summer season for StarKid, we are doing two shows, a season of two shows that will run basically every other day from July 3rd to August 10th. And we are going to do a show called Annie, a parody, which is our parody show for the year, basically, set in a galaxy far, far away.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are doing a show called The Trail to Oregon, which is a sort of like a bit of an interactive, fun show based on, the whole back in timey Oregon Trail thing, kind of inspired by the Oregon Trail video game. That should be a fun time. So they're both two fun, really good shows. And yeah, we'll be running them this summer, and hopefully everyone can come see them.
Nick, I couldn't have said it better myself. This
But
is
I'll try.
So it's kind of like a new undertaking for us to try and do two shows at once. How do you think it's going so far?
Oh, we're having a time, you know.
It's hard. It's hard as
it's
hell.
it's very hard, especially because unexpected things happen. You start going. You think you have one show written all the way, and then it turns out you don't, and you got to do some rewrites,
Mm-hmm.
and you got scheduling stuff to worry about. We've had a lot of scheduling issues with this one because we're trying to have so many StarKid actors involved, so people coming in from out of town and stuff,
And people are busy. People are busy this summer.
people are busy, and we've got two cons that we have to schedule around, this G4 Glee convention in London and then LeakyCon in Orlando. We got to make sure that some people were already attached to go to those, and then we had to make sure that we were scheduling it so that certain people could go to LeakyCon. So we ended up settling on this schedule, and I think it works out just fine.
A lot of people have looked at it and they're like, that makes me exhausted to look at that.
Yeah. It's an exhausting thing to think about, but most everyone is going to be, well, all the actors are going to pretty much be in one show each.
Mm-hmm.
So for them, it's not that bad because they're going to be like just working every other day. But who it's bad for is me, Matt. Also, sorry, Julia Albane's trying to call me right now. I'll talk to her later.
She knows we're doing this hangout.
Hey.
I'm going to text her right now.
Okay, thank you. And then, what was I talking? It's going to be hard for me and Matt, and it's going to be hard for the Sarah Petty, who has to light these things. It's going to be hard for the band, who is going to have to basically work every single day. They're going to have a tough time,
Mm-hmm.
because they got to perform a whole show every night. But
Sometimes two a day.
sometimes two a day. But they are pros, and
They're really
they
getting the raw deal here, aren't they?
they know what they're getting into.
All right. So let me say this. We're doing this hangout basically because tickets for the season go on sale tomorrow, May 18th. That's Sunday at noon. And so Nick and I are here to answer questions, and a lot of questions that we're going to get to are casting for the show, how tickets work for the season, and sort of the extras that surround the schedule.
Yeah. And I think just basic scheduling things so that we clarify it for everyone. Because we just updated the show schedule on this Tumblr page like 2 seconds ago. Mm-hmm. So we just got to make sure that we let people know what's up.
So if you're watching this, we're going to take questions a couple of ways. One is through, we've got the Q&A app going on this Google Hangout. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but I'm getting questions from people, so some people out there know how it works. Another way you can get in touch with us is through Twitter, @TeamStarkid. I'm pretty sure that everyone who's watching this probably knows that, but for those who watch it later, it won't really matter, will it? I'm going to answer a question for Julia Albane, who's texting me, but
oh crap.
But Nick, let's just start out with casting. All right. So there's a girl named Julia Drasnin. And we're going to answer her question. I'm using this question app. I think I'm doing a very good job. And her question is casting for each show, question mark, exclamation, da 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 da.
Okay, well, I think that some people, you can already infer some of the casting from the schedule, but for Annie, we've got a cast of 9 people. And that is, I have it written down in alphabetical order because I think that's a better way to read it. Okay, Annie, in alphabetical order, will feature Julia Albane, Chris Allen, Denise Donovan, Eric Congill, Brian Holden.
That's me.
Nick Lang, Joe Moses, his grand return. He's back. Meredith Stepien and Joe Walker, and that is the cast for Annie. Those 9 people. I don't really think we should announce what characters people are playing.
That's not our style.
Just because it'll ruin the surprise of like what's the show about, like what characters are in there. It's like, if people knew that Voldemort and Quirrell were going to be so big in the first Harry Potter show, it wouldn't have been as fun to watch. So we want to make sure those 9 people are in the show, but we probably won't say what they're playing. Then in the Trail to Oregon, for sure we can't say what people are playing because we'll talk about it later. The Trail to Oregon is sort of like a different kind of show than anything we've ever done before. But
tell them right now. It's cool.
So, if you guys have played the Oregon Trail video game, you know that it's like a game. It's like interactive to where you get to name the characters. You like set the pace and stuff, and different people in your family die and things like that. So in the Trail to Oregon, we sort of want to emulate that idea. So the show is going to change every single night because the audience gets to make decisions and vote on things.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Like they name the characters at the beginning of the show. There are 5 main characters, and the audience names them. So it'll be different every night what the characters are even named. And then there are things you can vote for, and it will change the end of the show. So there are multiple endings for the show. So, like, no show ever will be the same twice.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I'm not sure exactly how it'll work, but there's like it's fun to think about it. It's fun to kind of imagine like there being people singing like different songs at the end of the show every night.
Yeah. So
different characters stepping to the forefront, and it's like stuff that you get to choose. We're gonna maybe use like a little app that you vote
Yeah,
on this app when you get to the theater, stuff like that?
maybe an app, or if we can't figure out how to use it, a slip of paper, which is
Old-fashioned pen and paper.
just as good.
Yeah.
But the cast for that, so far, this show, we've had a bit of a time working on it, so it's not fully cast yet, and we're 2 weeks away from the first rehearsal.
First rehearsal.
Oh boy, we're doing great.
It sure is a STARKID SUMMER.
Yeah. So but the cast as of right now in alphabetical order, we've got Jamie Lynn Beatty, Jeff Blim, Lauren Lopez, Joey Richter, and Rachel Soglin. So that's a pretty great cast, and we'll see if other people are going to be in that show or not.
That one's kind of stacked. I'm going to tell people you just announced that shiznap.
Good.
Yeah, I'm going to also close my blinds right now because like I'm looking out my window like directly at my neighbors, which is fine. Hey guys, but like it's really really close. I'll take a picture and post it to Twitter later, but so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, I better do this discreetly. Yeah. Anyway, so we talked about the cast lists. Let's talk about what do you think, Nick? Here's the thing. We we announced how much the season passes were going to be on Wednesday, I think, and we said $75. But we've decided, after thinking about it all week, that we think we'll sell them at $65. So a question is, what does the season pass get you? What does that $65 go towards? And it goes towards tickets to both shows that we're doing. So
So
Annie in Oregon. You go. You can go ahead.
So one season ticket gets you admission to both the one performance of each show. So if you have one season ticket, you schedule. This happens as you're buying the ticket, and you'll see once the website goes on. And we're also working on a video to sort of walk people through this as well. But the way that it'll work on the website is that you click on it and you click that you want to buy this season ticket, and it will give you have to choose a date, performance day, for one for Annie and one for Oregon Trail, and then you go through and buy the two performances that you picked. Mm-hmm. So buying one ticket gets you into each show, but but it's not the sort of thing to where you can't buy one ticket and get into Annie twice, because the way that we're selling the season passes is that the idea is we want to sell both shows. So we want people to people have to be, every single show has to be available through a season pass. So you can't really start selling the individual tickets when you're trying to sell these season passes, because then you go, season passes won't be available if everyone just buys Annie. Mm-hmm. So it's
yeah, that's a good way of putting it. So, and it's like we're doing this season pass thing for the first time, you guys. We're doing it to try and make it easier on you guys, try and make it easier on ourselves as well. And we're just gonna see how it goes. We appreciate your patience and sticking with us. We hope you guys want to see both shows, and we hope that we've made the season passes worthwhile. Basically, like you said, you get to see a performance of Annie, you get to see a performance of the Trail to Oregon, and you get a exclusive poster that's going to be signed by the casts of both shows, and a backstage tour. And right now, here are ideas of how the backstage tour is going to work. Basically, every day we'll have a period of time when people with these season passes can come and basically so there's, let's say, 2 or 3 hours during the daytime when Nick or Matt or I or somebody will take you on a tour of backstage. And we probably won't do a reservation system for this. You'll probably just like show up and put your name on a list that day, so that it's kind of flexible. You guys can come on a day when you want to, and we'll take you for a little spin backstage. What is backstage like? Well, we don't know. We haven't done a show in this space before, but normally it's littered with costumes, props. You'll get to smell what it's really like backstage. You know, we did that short documentary, Twisted, Everybody Smells, or something like that. You'll get to experience these things. That's sort of the idea. We'll sort of take you around backstage and hang out with you for a while. Some people have been asking if you'll get to meet the casts, and at most STARKID events, everybody ends up meeting the cast anyway. I'm confident you will definitely be able to meet with people. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that just informally the cast will be around after the shows, but we haven't really scheduled anything with the actors to say you have to be there at this time to meet people, just because the actors, you know, they have such hectic schedules, you know.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to say, okay, we will have a meet and greet with everyone at this time because, you know, these guys are already, you know, they've got to commit to the show times first, and then we'll see what happens with that. Probably people will stick around after and meet people.
Another thing that people have been wondering about has been how much individual tickets would cost, and like Nick said, we don't have a strict. We're going to see how things go with these season passes first. We're hoping that we can sell everything through a season pass type system. But if we did sell individual tickets, we were aiming for like $35. So it's a little bit cheaper. The tickets are a little bit cheaper if you buy them together through the season pass system. That's why we changed the price from $75 to $65, so that it's a better deal. What else are we going to say there, Nick?
That's about it. That sounds
okay. Someone asks, who's writing music for both?
Well, the music for Annie is being written by TalkFine, which is Clark Backstresser and Pierce.
And I love that idea. I love that it's like, this reminds me of something that's like Daft Punk Presents or something, you know. I love that it's TalkFine is the band for the summer, you know.
Yeah. So Annie with music by TalkFine, and that music is going to be like really fun and sort of have a very specific flair to it. I don't want to give away too much because it'll kind of give away what the show's about. Yeah, I don't think the show is really what people expect when they go, oh, a Star Wars type.
Oh, it definitely is. Show. Have you given a plot summary?
No, we haven't. All we've said is that it's about everyone's favorite light sword wielding Dark Lord as he goes on a journey of like self-discovery or something like that. So it'll be a fun one. It's a real cute show. We like that one a lot.
Have you guys thought about just telling people like the period in time it takes place in the, you know, what exactly it's focusing on? You know what I mean? This is a real life conversation that Nick and I are having.
I don't know because I want people to be surprised, you know.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta leave a little, the breadcrumb trail. You know what I mean?
It takes place between the two trilogies, so it is not about the story of either trilogy. It's like clearly a parody, but it takes place in between the two, specifically a week before episode 4. So there you go.
That's going to be great. I can't wait.
So then we've got what was the question?
Well, the question we were just answering was music. So you talked about talk time.
Yeah, and then Jeff Blim is doing the music for Oregon, for the Trail to Oregon.
That's
because the Trail to Oregon is a show that Jeff has been working on vaguely for 10 years. And that's
roughly 10 years. I was in. He originally, I think he said this in the video that we put out a while back, but it was the originally called the Oregon Trail, the movie, a play or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was a 24-hour theater show, which means you write it in a day and then it gets performed later that day, pretty much. And I was in the original cast of that one, actually. I'm proud to say.
Yeah, it started as a 24-hour theater show, which is how Me and My Dick started as well.
Yeah, as some of our best work.
That's definitely our best play.
So here's something that people are wondering based on something you said earlier. With alternate versions or endings or different types of the Trail to Oregon, which is going to be the final one, if it goes up on YouTube.
Which will be the one on YouTube?
Yeah.
Whichever one happens the night we film.
That's a good answer.
It's like we honestly probably do not have enough money to fund having the film crew there for 5 nights, so it'll be whichever one happens,
Yeah.
It's out of our control.
Someone is asking, will the season pass, Sarah F., by the way, is asking, will the season pass holders get a special VIP seating or still normal first come, first serve? I'll say this, like we've said, we don't know what's going to happen with individual tickets when or if they'll go on sale. We hope that everyone will just buy these season passes. But if that day does come when there's a difference, the season pass people will definitely get in first. Because it's like the season pass is supposed to be like the VIP sort of experience.
Yeah, but we're hoping that everyone is a VIP.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you are very important people to us. You really are.
Because everybody is a VIP already.
Oh my gosh. I had never thought of it that way. Okay, let's see. Will there be a live stream? We don't know if there will be a live stream yet. No plans to live stream yet. It can be difficult when you're trying to... I mean, you've seen our live streams before. Sometimes they're terrible.
Yeah, and we are also, like, in the thick of it right now,
Yeah, the truth is, with trying to finish writing the show, and we start rehearsals in 2 weeks, and tickets go on sale tomorrow. There's a lot of these things that we haven't addressed yet. I think that we've announced the cast. Hi, Brian and Nick. How are both musicals conceived? Who wrote what, and who's directing what? That's kind of a good question. What do you think about that, Nick?
Yeah. Well, as I said before, Oregon Trail started the Trail to Oregon. Started as a Jeff Blim show. He has been working on it for a long time. It's gone through many different incarnations. This is the latest incarnation that he's a writer on. He's writing the music. Other of us helped out on it, writing it, coming on board to do that. Annie is basically me and Matt again, sort of. But Brian, you gave a couple of jokes that are in there.
Yeah. I feel like I gave a couple of jokes.
Yeah,
Is that what I've been reduced to? A couple of jokes?
But yeah, and then Clark and Pierce are writing the TalkFine is writing the music for Annie, and then Matt and I will direct the shows because Brian, you're gonna go back into acting in the show, which I think is gonna be great. Matt will mainly focus more on Annie. I'll focus more on Trail to Oregon, but that is, that's something that probably nobody cares about. We've got, that's it.
That's pretty much the plan. Someone is asking how exactly the season passes will be sold. Maya the Musical on Twitter. I heard you say there would be a walkthrough video or something. Yeah, Nick is putting a video together, and so is Matt. But it's pretty simple. We're going to post a link on our Tumblr and on our Facebook and on our Twitter. And when you click that link...
And YouTube.
And YouTube. When you click the link, it'll say, what performance of Annie would you like to see? What performance of the Trail to Oregon would you like to see? And you select the two performances that you would like to see. So know when you're coming and look at the schedule that we've posted to Tumblr. So if you know when you're coming, select 2 shows on the days that you'll be in Chicago and you'd like to see them. And it's as simple as that. It's just like buying tickets to 2 different events, but we allow you to do it only one transaction.
Mm-hmm.
That's the idea.
Yeah, it sounds a lot more complicated than it is. So
it's super simple. We have the link right now. We just don't want to post it because we don't want to crash the website before they're ready for it to crash or whatever. But yeah, tomorrow at noon, we'll have people on hand to help you guys make sure everything's okay. That video should be out, and it's honestly going to be quite simple. Let's see. Do you see any good questions in here, dude?
No, I don't understand how that's working.
Oh, okay. Go to on the left-hand side. If you go over there, there should be a little Q&A thing, and maybe you can see these questions. And then you can select the questions. You see that?
Yeah, it's opening now. Oh yeah. Someone said everyone is a princess. That's not really a question, though.
It's not, but I think that's a response to everyone's a VIP.
Oh, okay. It's a nice sentiment.
Yeah.
You guys should do fan challenges with Annicast versus Trail to Oregon cast.
Oh my gosh, I hadn't even thought about the cast rivalries that'll happen.
That's pretty nutty. Can we just really quick talk about this, the Tumblr, the schedule that's on the Tumblr?
Yeah, let's do it.
Just because
I'll tweet a link.
Yeah, we just.
One of the things I'm best at.
Yeah, so we just adjusted it. We just adjusted it. If you look at it, there should be 22 performances of each show. So for those of you that knew about Twisted last year that we did, there were about 20 performances of Twisted. So there are about the same number of performances for each show this year. It's just that we're doing 2 shows instead of 1 show. So
yeah, it's just that we've doubled the amount of work. That's all.
Oh, someone wants to see my shirt. This is a shirt that everybody has this one.
Mm-hmm.
The Starship shirt. It's a good one. Drawn by my sister and her wife, Jen and Tia, who do the Quicksand Jack comics. So
please read Quicksand Jack.
Read Quicksand Jack.
So let me talk about some of the other things we're planning to do this summer, because it's not the reason why we want this to be, we just want it to be a blowout summer. Let me tell you what's happened. We've rented this space at Stage 773, the Pro Theater, We've just outright rented the whole thing for the summer. So there's going to be no other shows in there this summer. We're in charge of the programming for the space for 6 weeks.
Not the building, but the one theater.
Just the one theater, the Pro.
Yeah.
So we're in charge of that space for 6 weeks. So not only are we going to do Annie and what's the other one? Trail to Oregon. We're also going to have like late night shows in there, things that'll start at 10:30. So if you're in town, you could see Annie or Trail to Oregon, and then at 7:30, then at 10:30, see other stuff, things that are more like sort of on the scale of the sketch shows that we've done. I know some people are going to be doing plays and things like that. There's going to be, I think Meredith is going to do some stand-up. I think that there's going to be, music, stuff like that. Those are going to be in our late night spots. Also, pretty much every night of the week, Tuesday through Sunday. So it's going to be a jam-packed summer. So if you thought we were busy before, just looking at that schedule, basically add 6 more performances a week on, and it won't be for everybody, but not everyone will be involved in those late night things. But a lot of us are doing more stuff. I know I'm involved in at least 3 other late night things. By the way, we should have a finalized schedule sometime this week, so we'll be able to announce all of that stuff. But pretty much, it's pretty much a guarantee that no matter what week you come, you're going to be able to see like 3 to 4 different shows with STARKID people in it, and also other friends that we have. Like, for instance, one night I'm going to try and organize an event every night of the week where it's just people from U of M doing improv. So people from around Chicago that went to University of Michigan with us doing improv. That means Dan Strauss, a buddy of ours named Jeff Murdoch, Pat Rourke, hopefully Eric Schinzer, and then like myself, Meredith, Chris, Jamie, other people that have improv experience that want to get in on it. So that's like an example of one of the cool side events that'll be going on.
Yeah.
That you can get in on.
That's cool. One person asked, will you be allowed to purchase more than one season pass? And absolutely, please
Please do.
Buy all of them. If you're rich, buy all of them.
Yeah.
And then I've seen a lot of, will the shows be on YouTube after? I think so. It's like everything we've done has gone to YouTube. So
unless you guys like really piss us off or something, yeah, we'll put them on YouTube.
Yeah. Annie for sure. It's like Oregon Trail. I would assume so. It sort of depends on if Jeff really doesn't want it to go on. Then we're not good. Jeff's our bro.
Yeah.
For life. So, but I think chances are they will go on YouTube. Yes, which we will do it as fast as we can. Get it up.
Yeah.
But we may taper the YouTube releases so that we have content on our channel spread out throughout rather than doing it all at once and then having people wait another year until we do things. Someone said, my dad is watching this. Hello, Dad. I don't want to talk about that right now, but thanks for the suggestion, Dad. We'll talk about that later. He wants me to talk. He wants me to talk about another event that we're thinking about, but I don't want to. I don't want to commit us to another thing right now, Dad. But we will. If we can work that out, we will let people know about it. And then someone says, will you need to have a season pass to get into late night events?
No, you won't. And it depends on the people who are putting on the late night events and what they'd like to do. But some of the late night events will be free, such as that improv thing I was just talking to. That'll be free. Others might be. Most we're trying to get to be like $5 to $10, but it depends on what it is and like sort of how hard the people worked on it.
Yeah, it's less like we are not really in charge of all of those. We are more like we have this theater, and we rented it out. So we're like, oh well, all of our friends, do you guys want to do things as well? So that is sort of up to the discretion of the people doing those side events. But those side events are not included in the season. In the season pass. Of course, the free events, you can come to.
Anybody can come to.
And anybody can come to. Or, the season pass is mainly just, admission to the shows and the posters. So, and then someone says, do you have to know about Star Wars to understand Annie? I would say that you should probably have a basic knowledge, because you won't get the jokes if you don't know what Star Wars is. But I think everybody knows what Star Wars is, so.
Yeah, sorry, I had a glazed look on my face. I was reading.
Oh, okay.
Are there any events that are not so late at night? Maybe they can be earlier, or is it just the 2 main shows and all late night? I don't know what this question is saying. I shouldn't have read it out loud.
One person asks, how's the Starship sequel going to go to at LeakyCon? Well,
hopefully it'll go well.
I think it'll go well. But the Starship sequel, it's kind of more of like a spin-off than a real sequel. Not all the characters come back, but I like it a lot. I think it's great. We are not doing a real show at LeakyCon. We're just doing a reading, which I think is what the announcement says.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but yes, certain people are going to LeakyCon. That's already been announced who's going there. So I think, as we said earlier, pretty much the people going to LeakyCon are in the show Annie, which goes dark for the duration of LeakyCon. So Trail to Oregon will be the only show running for that weekend. And then other people, so people in Annie will go, some people from Annie will go to LeakyCon to read the Starship sequel.
Yeah. Let me pick a few questions here. I'm going to go rapid fire. How many season passes will be available, and how long will you be selling them? There's pretty much, until the shows sell out, we have season passes available. So they're available. We're going to sell them as long and as hard as we can.
This is a
question.
Yeah, this is a just a very rough figure. There are about 3,300 season passes available.
Rough figure.
Rough figure.
Someone is but a lot of these I just answered. Oh, all right. Is the signed poster for the VIP tickets of both shows and signed by the cast of both shows? Yeah, I think that the poster that comes with the season pass, and Nick, you'll probably have more of a hand in this than I will, but it's going to be a unique poster for the summer season. That I don't know, maybe I haven't thought about the design yet, but it'll definitely be signed by both casts.
Yeah, whatever you guys get, it'll be signed by both casts. So no worries. It'll be signed by everyone in the season.
Yeah. Let's look. Looking for more questions. Probably gonna wrap this up in about 5 minutes. So if you guys have any other questions, let us know.
Someone said, will any actors be in both shows? As of right now, no. We'll let you know if anybody's going to be in both. But as of right now, I do not have that. But as I said, casting for Oregon Trail, it's not 100% done yet.
Speaking of Oregon Trail, someone says, will Trail to Oregon be more historical or like the computer game? we're really trying to make it like both. It's about a family on the trail, just like the computer game is. I mean, the computer game is really just, it's like a historical sort of role-playing thing.
Yeah.
So,
it's the most accurate representation of life on the Oregon Trail to date. So it's one and the same.
yeah. Yeah, so the answer to your question is yes.
Both.
So as of now, let's see, who comes back in the Starship sequel? When will
Who
the
comes
entire
back?
cast- Yeah.
Well, you can. We've already announced that it's about Tootsie and Mega Girl. It focuses on them, and you can see, just look at the people who are going to LeakyCon, and Brian, besides you, Junior is dead, so Junior doesn't come back. But
Or does he?
Also, we've already read Starship Requiem at a convention a while ago, but it's going to be a little different this time.
Souped up.
Souped up.
Someone says, what made you think doing 2 shows at the same time would be a good idea? Nick, I'll let you take this one.
I have no idea. Well, actually, the answer is not like it's not something that's fun or anything. It's basically we're just trying to make double the content for the same initial cost. So we're trying to make more stuff for the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Someone's wondering if our shows will be 18 and up, and the answer is no. They never really have been. I mean, our shows will be kind of like they always are, where they have some adult language in them. But
I know that people thought Twisted was a little dirty, a little on the dirty side. There are a lot of F words in that show.
But only because we think they're funny.
Mm-hmm. I think that as of now there's no F words in Annie. Annie's pretty cute and wholesome. Oregon Trail, we're trying to cut out all the F words, so we'll see what Jeff has to say. But he really loves it's his favorite word, so we'll see.
Yeah. All right, Nick. What do you think? Anything else that you can think of that we should tell people?
Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Well, I think a lot of these are more so about we've got some people talking about the LeakyCon event, but that is, we'll talk about that later.
That's for a different hangout.
Yeah, it's like, guys, don't think about that right now. We will think about that the week before LeakyCon, so that's exactly what you guys should do. What else are they saying? Is there going to be new merch? I think so.
Yeah. Yes, there will be. There will be merch at the shows. Of course there will be. We love merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that's pretty good, Nick. I think we did a good job. I'd like to shake your hand.
Okay. We'll post that video tomorrow probably about the tickets. It'll just say a lot of stuff that we already said here.
Yeah. And
but Jeff Blim's going to be saying it, so watch out.
What a handsome devil. So stay tuned to our Twitter and Tumblr for the ticket link tomorrow. Everything goes on sale at noon. Okay. Thanks for joining us, you guys. We hope you guys have a good night. It's a Saturday night. Go ahead, get out there, have some fun, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Nick.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.